Hello Galactic family. And May. We are without the energies of April and in a new month that has some really great aspects and some that will not be so great. We also have Mercury retrograde ending on May 3rd. This has created many problems and challenges, but this has prepared us for the new month and new opportunities. And we are in a new cycle of energy that will challenge us on many levels, but this is because the expression of transformation has left the station and there is no turning back now. If you have had many upsets, releases and transitions in April, you are not alone. And if they were unexpected, you are not alone either. Many people experience deep endings that involve relationships, life partners, jobs, life situations and more. Many of April's backtracks have brought us back to many layers of the past, so we could conclude, not just conclusions, it's about letting things get through and come to an end. One more thing about May: we have several aspects that involve strong cycles that are ending and that will take us back to 1998, so expect some of these happening in your life, too. The key word of May is delivery, which is a process of allowing and receiving. Keep this in mind and you will be able to use the powerful aspects of May in a very powerful way. This week's article is the May Energy Report. The many retrograde of April have brought us back to the past, so that we could move forward into the future. If you saw repetitions of the past, it was so that you could get a closure and that this be understood in your mind and heart. In May we have good news and not so good news, because the aspects of energy will be strong. But it's how we choose to experience them that will make a difference for us. The key word of May is delivery, and this does not mean giving up, it means ceasing to resist change. We have received a welcome change since the moon nodes change from signs to Leo/Aquarius, which will be less energetic than when they were in Virgo/Pisces. If you are prepared for change, delivery is the way forward, so allow transitions and transformations, and be prepared to allow and receive. We are moving fast now and we will move even faster once we get off the brakes and get into gear. The biggest news for May is the movement of the moon nodes, Virgo/Pisces, where they have been since November 2015, to the Leo/Aquarius axis. Since we were also in the spiritual awakening of Jupiter in the Virgo cycle, at that time we had a double dose of spiritual lessons and learning, especially with the choice between the martyred curator paradigm and the empowered master paradigm. And with Chiron also in Pisces, sometimes this learning was really difficult. If Virgo/Pisces represents the choice between energy self-sovereignty as opposed to control by rulers and sovereigns, and community and social connection, and empowerment. Each of us can be powerful in our own lives, while also connecting with all humanity in a powerful and self-sufficient way. Nobody needs to have control over the others. This is so 3D and it's over. The nodes move in cycles of 19 years, so the Leo/Aquarius cycle ran from September 1998 to April 2000. This was an important period for us as we entered a new millennium, and at that time we were just scratching the surface of our ascending cycle. Notice how far we've come since. How much of a martyrized curator did you go in 1998 and how much more of an empowered master are you now? How different is your life now, not in terms of being better or worse, but in terms of how much more understanding, awareness and empowerment you have today than it was 19 years ago. Entering new paradigms of awareness, understanding and empowerment come with a price that can be cumbersome at times when we should let go of what no longer fits into the new reality. This process of letting go is the delivery, recognizing that we must release what represents resistance to our transformation. Leo/Aquarius carries the energy of the Sun and Uranus, where the ruler Leo meets the revolutionary Aquarius. Do you think this will affect the current global financial, social and political situation that puts the elites against the masses? I think so. Aquarius is also the sign of community, a direction in which we have seen humanity enter, as they reject the cult of celebrity and desire more support, connection and social interaction. We will have this aspect until the beginning of November 2018 and will probably be part of the many changes we will see over the next 18 months. In addition, the change of sign of the North Node begins at 29 degrees of Leo, which is also the degree of the great eclipse of August 21st, so that energy is already being placed in the right place. All those born in the 1950s, until the early 60s are affected by this eclipse, because it comes in conjunction exactly with its natal Pluto, which is a planet of generations, as it moves very slowly. We have two more great astrological events that will be moments that create the energy gaps to displace a lot of energy and create space for new energy. The first is the opposition Mars/Saturn at the end of the month. These are unpleasant energies when they come in contact like this, but it's also a turning point where we can get the last piece of a rather complicated puzzle and know exactly where we are. This is a very clear choice to stay or go. At the same time, Mars is in square with Chiron while Chiron and Saturn are still in quadrature aspect and will be for most of this year, and for this I see our impatient side that is ready to move forward, having a discussion with our part that wants to see if once again gets the results we wanted. This is part of our delivery, too, allowing situations to end, recognizing that they have reached the end of their energetic path. Sometimes these endings seem like a failure because we gave a lot and worked hard to create this outcome. We do not fail, and we cannot fail when a result depends on what one will choose. So we have many breakthroughs, the disruptive energy of Aries throughout the month, with a strongly aspected Uranus, the planet of genius, of revolution, new ideas and daring transformation, and Eris, the planet of discord. Mercury and Venus go straight to Uranus/Eris, so we have the energy to fulfill our deepest desires this month. How we do this depends on us, but the energy is there to support and sustain us. We're driving this car, it's important that we remember this when things go astray, as they can, when there's a lot of energy in motion. And we still have strong aspects with the transforming Pluto and disciplining Saturn in the mix, which are there to remind us that the past is gone and that we need to look forward to. Although we may regret what did not work the way we wanted, there is always a new dawn, a new day, new potentials, and a fresh start. How will this occur in your life? It depends on how far you are willing to allow the transformation. If you are willing to go far, then expect great results. Otherwise, your results will reflect how far away from your comfort zone you are willing to go. But do not worry, this show is not over yet and you can take the opportunity on the next replay. On a social scale, we are seeing that the results of the gaps between awareness and understanding create many openings between people. Although new truths are out there for all to see, how much of the new truth anyone can accept depends on their level of understanding. The idea of our unlimited potential, being masterful creators, multidimensionality and intergalactic connections are too much for some people who just want to go home, put their feet up and watch the next chapter of the Wheel of Fortune. Overall, this month has a lot of promise, depending on which side of the light you are on. Those who have been planning and orchestrating the destruction of mankind for centuries are failing quickly, which will lead them to redouble their efforts as they become more desperate. The bright light here is that many people are awakening and ready to see and integrate new truths about everything. The 3D paradigms that are disintegrating are now so open that very little of the old realities are relevant today. And this is a good thing. There has been much suffering, pain, trauma, limitation, domination and control in the world. The schedules of war, murder, theft, and manipulation are things we no longer want. But for us to integrate 5D's energy into 3D we need to be self-conscious, self-determined and empowered, and that's what May's energy is all about. So give yourself to transformation, forget the past, determine your course for peace, joy, love, and prosperity that you desire for yourself and extend it to all mankind. And let's see what kind of new world we can create together. Have a wonderful month.